فاؤنڈیشن آن لائن اسکول کے ذریعے یکساں نصاب کے مطابق تعلیم حاصل کریں۔ اگر ہماری ویڈیوز پسند آئیں تو چینل کو سبسکرائب کریں اور دوستوں کے ساتھ شیئر کریں اور بیل آئیکن کو لازمی دبائیں تاکہ آئندہ آنے والی تعلیمی ویڈیوز آپ حاصل کر سکیں۔
بچو تاسو آنلاین سکول نه خپل پوره تعلیم کوي شي او د بورډ ایگزامز د انم او د لسم ولم آرام سره پاسول شي. تاسو خپل نور هم تعلیم حاصل کوي شي خپل عمر مطابق. خپل مور یا پلار ته فون یا لیپټاپ ذریعے موږ سره آنلاین کلاس خستنو لپاره خبره وکړئ. روزانه یو یا 2 غنټې آنلاین کلاس اخلي نو به چې تاسو سکول ته ځئ نو تاسو ته نور مدد ضرورت نه وي. داسې پړۍ سره تاسو خپل ټایم او د مور پلار پیسې هم بچ کوي شي. آنلاین کلاس سم فیس نشته. تاسو زوم باندې نور هم کلاسز حاصل شي او هر مضمون ولا مکمل ویڈیوز موجود دي. So students, today we will be going to start our new unit number 7, that is a letter of invitation to a friend to attend your birthday party. So in this unit we will be learning that what is a letter and how to write a letter and what is the purpose of letter and how many types of letters are there, like all kind of information related to letters we will be learning in this chapter. So let's get started. So let's start the chapter. Before reading we should focus on the pre-reading section. Here are 2 questions being asked. The first one is, how do you communicate with a friend who lives in another city or village? Okay, so in modern world we have got many different means of communication. People mostly use electronic devices like mobile for communication, but before this decade people used to write letters to friends who were living in another city, village or even in another country. Even letters are still written to friends and families, but they are more time consuming. So people mostly opt for electronic means of communication because they are cheap and less time consuming. So if someone is living in a city or village, so we are talking both in terms of electronic means of communication as well as like these letter writing, which is not electronic means of communication. But the difference is that if we want to choose to write letter, it is our own choice. But mostly nowadays people use like mobile phone for if they want to communicate with their family or friends. نن سبا ولا ټایم کې ټول نه زیات چې دا کنه کوم کمیونیکیشن لپاره چې کوم ذریعے استعمالېږي هغه الیکټرانیک ډیوایسز دي او ډېر زیات الیکټرانیک ډیوایسز د سره وتی چې سره مو کمیونیکیشن کوي شو لکه موبایل فون چې دا کنه ډېر زیات خلک نن سبا یوز کوي. دینه پهله بچ ته کنه خلکو لیټرز لیکلو خپل فرینډز ته یا فیملی ته چې کوم بل یا سٹی کے پتی کی دو یا ویلیج کے پتی کی دو یا کبل ملک کے پتی کی دو ہر چا لیٹرز لیکلو خو لیٹرز چې ده کنه اوسن لیکل کیږي مطلب فیملی فرینډز ته خلک اوسم لیکي خو هغه چې ده کنه ټایم ډیر زیات خلی هغه په سر خلک چې ده کنه الیکټرانیک مینز یوز کوي چې کوم ډیر زیات آسان دي او هغه کې ټایم هم دورانه لاګي آرام سره خبرې کیږي. So now second one, do you write letters to your friends and family members? So writing letters to family and friends is optional and not necessary. Sometimes we personally like to write letters instead of just using mobile phones for this purpose. Like it is mostly personal choice of that the writer or the one who is writing the letter, that if he likes to communicate with his friend through letter instead of using mobile phone, so it is his own personal choice. څوک رائټ نن سبا لیټرز خلک لیکي فرینډز تم فیملیز تم خدا یو خامخا والا کار نه ده د هر چا والا خپله مرضي ده. نیم خلک چې ده که نه لیټرز لیکي کله کله هغو که زړه کېږي نو هغو موبایل فون نه یوز کوي هغو انسټیډ چې ده که نه لیټرز لیکي. دا هغه پریکټس اوس هم شته ده خو ډېر کم ده خو بیم خلق چې دا که نه اوس هم بالکل ختم شوی نه ده. So even if we want to write letters, we must know the pattern of writing a letter to family and friends. In this chapter, we will be focusing on the pattern of how to write a informal letter. The letter that is written to the family or friends is usually termed as informal letter because the way we use the language is friendly and not bound to any formal rules. On the other hand, the letter that is written to officials or someone of authority, that is termed as formal letters. So we have got two types of letters. One is formal letter, what is informal letter. So informal is written to friends and family, and formal is written to like principal or a teacher or an editor or someone of higher authority or of officials. So such type of letters are termed as formal letters because their language is so formal and they are based on format and all these things. Letters today can have two types. We use formal letters, you use informal letters. Formal letter آغا وی چې کوم official خلکو ته لیکو یا کوم higher authority ولی چې کوم خلک وی offices کې چې کوم وی یا principal چې کوم وی دو ته مو formal letter لیکو. Informal letter مو خپل friends or families ته لیکو. So now we will be reading this chapter. At the beginning, at the top, there is written the address, then it is written 40 Stadium Road, Peshawar, Kent. This is the address. 2nd Feb 2017, this is the date. My dear Hafsa. Now this is greeting. You will be glad to know that I will be celebrating my 12th birthday on the 25th of this month. I have invited a few friends to join us on this happy day. My cousin Seema has also promised to come from Islamabad. It will give me great pleasure if you could also join us. I hope you will not disappoint us. After the party, we shall enjoy a few songs from Seema, who, as you know, has such a sweet voice. If you could let me know the date and time of your arrival, I shall meet you at the bus stop. Give my respectful regards to your Ammi and Abu. My mother also wishes me to send her regards to your Ammi. So now this is the whole body, and at the end, yours sincerely, Humaira. This is the closing of the letter. So by reading this letter, we have come to know that it is mostly about informal letters. So through this, we have come to know that how Hafsa Humaira has written the letter to her friend, and she is telling about the event that is going to take place. She is mentioning all the details and she is inviting her to her home, and then at the end she is paying her regards to her parents. Like, it is an informal way of communicating. So this is a kind of a performer for you to learn that how you will write an informal letter. Glossary. Words meaning: glad, happy; pleasure means to enjoy; regard means good wishes; disappoint means to feel sad. दोस्तों वो इनफॉर्मल लेटर वाला देना अंदाज़ा लगी दिली हुई चिकुमी तरीके से अब स्टार्टिंग हलू चंगे वो एंड कहूँ वाहे के कुमी कुमी खबरें निकल शी दे के चिकुम सुख लिखी का ना बल कस्ता है कि इनफॉर्मल खबर लिखी लगा यो बल वाला हाल है वाल वाल तपोसो की संगनी कन्नन सबाल ते सकाए या यो शीते ते इनवाइट काए या बे अखपल दुआ सलाम वाला चिकुम खबरी भी दा अटोले पकी चिता कने इनफॉर्मल लेटर्स के लिखे शी चिकुम ख़ास अगे वाला लैंग्वेज ने भी सिंपल लैंग्वेज भी और है कि दाहर से यूज़ कीगी. ग्लैड मतलब भी खुशहाल. प्लेजर चीयोशी इतना ताता मतलब मज़ा रहती है तब अगर फीलिंग तमु प्लेजर आयु. रिगार्ड्स मतलब तो चाहता दुआवे का या पल दुआ सलाम च अक्सर मुँह चाहते फिर को या सखा खबर है कि आखिर के आगे पारा नो आखिर ते रिगार्ड्स आयु. डिसअपॉइंट टू फील सैड मतलब चे तयुश खबर आबाद हो लगी या ता वाला नजर खपाशी नहीं तमु डिसअपॉइंट आयु. In this page you can see that the whole pattern of how to write an informal letter is given. We will be learning it step by step. Like from the very start, there is the heading, and in heading it is placed at the top of the letter, including date and address. As in the previous letter we have learned that the 40 Stadium Road, Peshawar, Kent was the address, and date 2nd Feb 2017 was the date. And the second thing, the second step is greeting. It tells to whom you are writing and is followed by a comma. Like when we the my dear Hafsa was the greeting, and after Hafsa we there was a comma. So it is so this part is what we call greeting. The third is body. This is where you write your message. The body has the beginning, it has middle and an end. So this is the main part, and this is the the writer mainly focuses on this part. All the information is given in this part. Next is closing. A short expression is written followed by a comma. This is the this is the written like yours sincerely, it is closing. And Humera, like and at the end when we write Humera, it is the signature. Like a signature tells that your name, you write your name here, and this tells your reader who the letter is from, like who is writing this letter. So all these parts are like included in informal letter. First is heading, then greeting, then body, closing, and at the end signature. So how to write a letter? Write the date. Step 1, write the date and address in the top left corner of the page. Make sure the things that you write are on their proper place, because sometimes it is the wrong way to write in the opposite direction or something like that. Okay, so the step 2, write dear and be sure to include comma. The same thing we have learned earlier, that was in greeting. To write the name to whom you are writing and then put a comma. Step 3, write a friendly opening such as how are you. Step 4, tell your purpose of writing. This is called the body of the letter. Step 5, write your friendly closing such as yours truly or sincerely, etc. Sign your letter by writing your name. So these are the same steps. If you're starting the body, first you have to ask about that person to whom you are writing, about his health and his well-being. And after that you have to write the purpose of your, if you are inviting someone, so this is the thing that you are going to do in the very next sentence. So and then at the end, when you are done with writing your letter, then you will mention your name. But before mentioning your name, you will write yours truly and yours sincerely. This gives a feeling of warmth and happiness to the reader to whom you are writing. Your informal letter wala 5 steps भी अटोल ना पहला हेडिंग भी हेडिंग के हमेशा मु डेट और एड्रेस लिखूँ लगा पहले मु एड्रेस लिखूँ है पैसे ड्रैम लाइन के मु डेट लिखूँ आहे ना पस्ता लगा चिसंगी मु रस्तो लेटर के वकड़लो चाहे कि मु 40 स्टेडियम रोड पेशावर कैंट लिखले हो द एड्रेस वो 2nd Feb 2017 द डेट वो ग्रीटिंग की चीज़ें ची ग्रीटिंग की मुझे चाहता ना लिखूँ ना माई डियर सर लिखूँ माई डियर हफ्सा माई डियर अली जैसे कि नेम वो लिखूँ आहे मख के तो कॉम आवाज़ देना मुझे दा पता लगे कि मुझे चाहता लेटर लिखूँ बॉडी के मेन मैसेज भी द मेन पार्ट भी दे मनी चुकुम राइटर भी आर डेर फोकस चेदा कना बॉडी मनी भी बॉडी के मुख्तल अटोल मैसेज मुख्तल अटोल इंफॉर्मेशन कन्वे करूँ आहे ना पस द क्लोजिंग के हमेशा मु दिस शॉर्ट वन एक्सप्रेशन लिखूँ लगा योर्स ट्रूली योर्स सिंसियरली जैसे कि और एंड के सिग्नेचर के मुख्तल नमा लिखूँ चला का मुँह तरफ न दादा नो रीडर तो पता लगे चदा लेटर मत चा तरफ न रगा लेदा नो दे वाला हेडिंग ग्रीटिंग बॉडी क्लोजिंग और सिग्नेचर द 5 steps थी मुझे कलम लेटर वाला मेन बॉडी स्टार्ट करूँ नो मुँह तो पुकार दे चाहिए वाला मुँह फ्रेंडली स्टार्ट करूँ मतलब मुँह आगे वाला सेहत वाला तो पोस्ट करूँ चाहे हाथ संगी ना दा आहे ना बस तो मुँह तो आहेला पर्पस बॉडी वाला पर्पस मतलब लेटर वाला पर्पस से तो मुँह चिश्ते पार लिखूँ कर मुँह सोग इनवाइट करूँ नो आहा मुँह चिश्ते पार इनवाइट करूँ दा टोल इन्फॉर्मेशन मुँह मोगे की लिखूँ एंड के योर्स ट्रूली चवली क्या है सर यो ख फीलिंग राशि और एंड के वो यो आखिरी खपल नमाली की च अगर रीडर तो पता लगी च माता द लेटर चा तरफ न रगले दा नो तो सुता द 5 पार्ट्स सही तरीके से यदमन पुकार दी. So in the previous page we have learned some difficult words, but now we are going to make their sentences. Like the first one is glad. I am glad to know that you are well. Pleasure. It was pleasure meeting the president. Regards. Pay my regards to grandma. Disappoint. I was disappointed to hear about your failure in exams. So like by using these words in sentences we can even more come to know about the meaning of these words. So glad, I am glad they will मतलब तो छे खुशली की I am glad to know that you are well. माँ तो खुशली वश वाला छे तान बरी की मावाली दू छे तो टिक टाक है. Pleasure, it was pleasure meeting the president. मुँह तो डेरा से तो खुशली वश वाला छे मुँह president सरा मिला उशलू. Regards, pay my regards to grandma. माँ वाला दुआ सलाम माला grandma तो वेर कभी. Disappoint. I was disappointed to hear about your failure in exams. माँ वाला देर से तो माँ तो बात वो लगी दो चिता वाला माँ exams के वावरी दो चिता fails वाले. नो देना मुझे the words वाला जो मुश्किल words वाला को meaning आज मुकल्ला sentences की use को नो मुझे ऐही वाला सही तरीके से meaning वाला पता लगी थे दे वाला meaning सदा. Now we will be answering the questions of the exercise. The first one is, what is an informal letter? Informal letters are personal letters that are written to let your friends and family know about what is going on in your life and to convey your regards. The language used is casual and personal. So informal letters, as we know that they are kind of, they are something personal. Personal means that they are only they are the kind of letters in which we express our feelings, in which we show our love and whatever we want that is personal to our friends or family. So mostly they are that is why they are called informal letters. So we tell them that what is going on in our life. Mostly we are updating them about our daily routine, or we also convey our regards to our loved ones. So the language is casual, means everyday language is used, everyday life language is used, and mostly personal, that is being understood by both of the reader and also the writer. Informal letters तमु personal letters ذکر आयु चुमु ही कि खपल अटोल जज्बात वाला जज्बात लिखू विले च आगे चुकुम रीडर भी कना हाँ मुसर या मोल फैमिली भी किचुक भी या मोल फ्रेंड्स किचुक भी नमु आगो सर असनी सर खपल जज्बात शेयर कवेशु नो देव चिन्ह चदा कना हाँ informal letters दियो मुखपल अटोल कमु वाला डेली रूटीन वाला च खबरी भी मुबा के आहाम लिखू हो दे वाला चुकुम लैंग्वेज भी कना आहा डेर से सिंपल भी और आहादसी भी चाद आराम सरा रीडर और राइटर द्वारा तो समझ लुसी. Do you know the difference between formal and informal letter? Formal letters are written for official or professional communication. On the other hand, informal letters are used for casual or personal communication. So this is the same thing we have learned before at the beginning of the chapter. I told you people that formal letters are written to someone who is official, like someone in administration or someone in higher authority, like a principal, like a judge, like a minister or an editor of the newspaper. To whomever we are writing that letter, it is referred to as formal letter, and it is mostly used for professional communications, like it is field related communication, while the informal letters, they are used for personal communication, because personal means that it is written to family and friends. فارمل لیٹرز چې ده که نه هغه ایڈمنسټریشن کې څوک وي یا هایر اتھارټي کې څوک وي لکه پرنسپل شو یا منسټر شو یا نیوز پیپر والا ایډیټر شو څوک هم وي هغو ته موږ فارمل لیټرز لیکو او دا پروفیشنل کمیونیکیشن کې راځي مطلب دا باقاعده یو فیلډس ریلیټډ وي یا ایجوکیشن فیلډ کې وي یا به پولیس فیلډ کې وي یا کوم یو فیلډ هم وي هغې کې مطلب دې لپاره فارمل لیټرز یوز کېږي اور نور انفارمل لیټرز چې کوم دي هغه ډېر زیات پرسنل کمیونیکیشن لپاره استعمالیږي هغې له لینګویج هم موږ ته پته ده چې سمپل وي موږ هغه دې لپاره پرسنل وایو چې هغه موږ خپل صرف فرینډس او فیملیز ته لیکو او نور آفیشیل یا اتھارټي والا خلکو ته نه لیکو. Why do we need to write a letter? Letter has got many purposes. When we write thank you letters, it shows our good manners. We can write letters for invitation, and we can also write letters to friends and relatives. Like these are different kind of purposes, or say one can say they are the different reasons why we write letters. Sometimes someone give us a gift and then we are writing a thank you letter. Or if we want to invite someone, or otherwise we are writing letters to our friends and families. Okay, now letters مو ډېر وجوهات دی وجه نه لیکو یو خو کله مو ته څوک ګفټ راکړي نو مو هغو دپاره تھینک یو لیټر لیکو یا که موږ غواړو نو څوک انوایټ کړو نو هغې دپاره مو لیټرز لیکو یا مو خپل اسیم خپل فیملی فرینډس ته خو مو اسیم لیټرز لیکو. Who do you write informal letters to? Informal letters are written to close relations like friends, family and relatives. It is quite repeatedly discussed that they are written to family and friends and relatives. Informal letters چې کوم دي که نه همیشه خپل relatives ته لیکل شي family ته لیکل شي او friends ته لیکل شي چې کوم ولا close relation کوم ولا نږدې خلک وي هغې دپاره مو informal letters لیکو. Label the parts of the letter with the help of the word bank. So here the names of different parts of the letter are given, and we are assigned a task in which we will be naming different parts of the letters. Now the first one, in which the address and date is given as the address is given, so we will be mentioning it as your address. 3rd Feb 2017, it is obviously date. Dear Praveen, the greeting, as we have discussed in the section, that it tells us to whom we are writing, and then it is followed by a comma. It is greeting. I hope you are well. This is the beginning. We have learned in previous page that whenever we are going to start a letter, we will be starting it with the friendly opening such as how are you. So this is the beginning. I haven't written for a long time. I was busy with preparation for exams. I also try to help my parents as much as possible. I like to do my room. It makes me feel cheerful. I'm sure that you help your parents too. They support us in every way, and helping is the least we can do for them. So this one is the middle. She is telling something very precious advice she is giving to her friend. So this is the middle, like she is giving some sort of information. And in the end, give my regards to your parents. This is the end of the body. So it is also the part of the body, but it is the end section. Your friend is closing, and Sarah, it is signing off, means it is signature. They will different parts the like house, university town Peshawar, the address the then about 3rd Feb 2017 aga date rachi musara. Dear Praveen, musara greeting rachi. Oh, I hope you are well. The beginning the body wala chukum was the kadeo ch hamesha friendly vi chilaka. I hope you are well. Yeah, how are you? دې طریقې سره هغې ته مو بګیننګ باډي والا مو بګیننګ وي. نور د مانس والا پارټ چې کوم ده چې کوم کې مین انفارمیشن ده باډي والا هغې ته مو میډل یایو مو والا میډل وي. او ګیو مای ریګارډس ټو یور پیرنټس دا مو سره دی اینډ وي. او یور فرینډ چې کوم لکه کلوزنګ پارټ وي مو والا لیټر والا هغه یور فرینډ اینډ کې مو مینشن کو چې دا مو خپله نامه لیکو چې کوم چاته مو لیټر لیکو که نه. سارا سائننگ آف دې کې موږ خپله نامه لیکو چې هغو ته پته لګي چې دا مو طرف نه دا چا طرف ته مو ته راغلی د لیټر. دې کې موسټلی رایټر چې ده که نه خپله نامه لیکي او ګریټینګ کې چا نامه لیکي چې چاته لیټر راستئ. نو دا ډفرنٹ پارټس دي. دا موږ له یو ټاسک چې کوم کې مو چې څه رستو ازدا کړلو هغه مو دې کې چې دا که نه منشن کړلو چې دې کې مو کوم پارټس ته څه نیم ور کړی ده. So now I hope that you people have learned how to write an informal letter to your friends or family. If you are inviting someone, if you are writing a sorry letter, if you are writing a thank you letter to someone, all these sort of like if you are asking for money from your parents, if you are asking about someone's health, if you are congratulating someone on their success, or like all these kind of subjects come under the informal letters. Like all these are included in informal letters. So now I think you have learned the pattern. Now it's time to practice that how you will be writing letters to your family and friends. Hope things are clear now. Thank you.